Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before.
Now get ready, because Shaq has just dropped another shocking moment about Caitlin Clark, but this time it happened on Angel Reese's own show. On Angel Reese's podcast, Shaquille O'Neal, the man, the myth, the legend, made it very clear who he believes is the real star. And yes, Shaq was brutally honest when talking about Caitlin Clark, while Angel's reaction, let's just say it wasn't exactly comfortable. Some even felt Reese probably wished she had never invited him in the first place. So, let's break down how the podcast went. Angel Reese likely expected a casual basketball conversation, maybe some praise for her own game and career. But Shaq had other plans from the very start. Instead of focusing on her, he kept bringing up Caitlin Clark, her deep shooting range, her elite court vision, and the way she completely changes the flow of a game. At times, you could almost sense Reese trying to maintain her composure as the conversation leaned heavily in Clark's direction. Then Shaq asked a direct question. Why do people appreciate Caitlin Clark so much beyond just her skills? And this was supposed to be Angel's moment to respond confidently, right? Something balanced, something diplomatic. But her answer was simple, too simple. She said it was mostly the logo threes. That's it. And honestly, that answer didn't really land. It felt like reducing Clark's entire appeal to just long-range shooting, which is clearly only part of the picture. Shaq immediately pushed back. He stepped in and made it clear that Clark is much more than a shooter. In his view, she's a complete offensive system by herself. The best passer on the floor, someone who controls tempo, draws attention from everywhere, and keeps fans locked in every possession. He even pointed out how major media discussions have placed Clark among the most marketable athletes in the world, alongside global names like Messi and Ronaldo. At that point, the tone of the conversation shifted. It almost felt like Reese was sitting through a reminder of just how big Clark's impact has become, whether she agrees with it or not. And it tied back into earlier comments she made about her WNBA salary not covering all her expenses, because now the irony online started writing itself, with people joking that Clark's popularity is indirectly fueling the very platform Reese is using. Of course, Shaq didn't stop there. He took it even further with a major comparison, bringing up Steph Curry, the baby-faced assassin, to explain the kind of gravitas.
Steph Curry, a little kid. Like, Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit, but I've never seen a guy consistently.
He said Caitlin Clark reminded him of Steph Curry, not because of her size or physical profile, but because of the way she's breaking down barriers in the game.
A perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen.
I quote Shaq as saying, "That's my point. Steph Curry is just an ordinary-looking guy. He doesn't have the LeBron-type build. He's not a massive, physically dominant athlete. You'd look at him and think he could be working a regular office job. But when he steps on the court, he does things we've never seen before." And in Shaq's eyes, Caitlin Clark fits that same mold. She's the kind of player who changes expectations of what's possible in basketball, breaking down old ideas of what an elite athlete is supposed to look like or be. According to him, she's reshaping perception through her skill, confidence, and impact on the game at the highest level. Shaq doubled down on the point, basically saying Clark isn't just impressive, she's special in a way that forces people to rethink the sport itself. And as he said all of this, Angel Reese was sitting right there on her own podcast. You could almost imagine her reaction as he openly praised her biggest on-court rival in that moment. To make it even more intense, Shaq didn't stop there. He admitted that he himself was once skeptical of Caitlin Clark, but she kept proving him wrong over time. He openly acknowledged that his opinion shifted after watching her consistently perform at an elite level. That kind of honesty made the moment even heavier, because it showed this wasn't just hype. It was respect earned through performance. By this point, it was clear Shaq wasn't holding anything back. He was fully validating Caitlin Clark's impact, right there in front of Angel Reese, reinforcing just how real her influence on the game has become.
Fighting for him, like, damn, like, and I was a hater because, I'm down with you. Like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you.
Shaq delivers the perfect line to Angel. "If I doubt you 10 times and you hit that shot 10 times, then you're the truth." he says, emphasizing his point about elite performers. Because at the end of the day, in his eyes, Caitlin Clark represents exactly that kind of player. Someone who keeps proving herself through consistency, confidence, and impact. Her deep shooting range, her passing ability, and her overall understanding of the game are all part of why people see her as such a unique talent. She's not just changing games with logo threes, but also changing how fans understand modern women's basketball. And Shaq is making that point very clearly while sitting right there in front of Angel, which makes the moment feel even more intense and uncomfortable. You can almost sense the tension as he continues praising Clark's influence and explaining why she has become such a major talking point in the sport. For Angel, the situation feels complicated because she is hearing this breakdown in real time on her own platform, while fans online immediately start reacting to the contrast in opinions. Shaq also admits that his own view on Caitlin Clark evolved over time, saying he initially had doubts but changed his perspective after seeing her perform consistently at a high level. That honesty adds weight to everything he is saying because it shows his opinion is based on observation rather than hype. He continues by comparing Clark's style of play to rare generational guards who redefine expectations, the type of athletes who force the entire sport to adjust. Fans online start debating his comments heavily, with some agreeing that Clark's impact is already significant and others arguing that it is too early for such big labels, which only fuels the discussion further. Meanwhile, Angel sits through the conversation as Shaq continues to break down what makes elite players stand out, focusing on performance, confidence, and the ability to deliver under pressure. The conversation shifts toward broader basketball analysis, where Shaq explains that greatness is not just about one skill but about overall influence on winning and entertainment value. He highlights how players like Clark draw attention, fill arenas, and elevate visibility for the league, which is part of why her name keeps coming up in major discussions. As the podcast continues, social media reactions explode with clips and quotes, with fans dissecting every word Shaq says and turning it into larger debates about rankings, impact, and future potential. Some viewers interpret his comments as strong praise for Clark's trajectory, while others see it as typical sports debate exaggeration that happens whenever a new star emerges. Through it all, Shaq maintains his straightforward tone, focusing on what he sees on the court rather than trying to please everyone in the room. The moment becomes less about confrontation and more about perspective, as he emphasizes that elite talent eventually forces recognition, regardless of early opinions. In the end, the discussion highlights how quickly narratives can form in modern sports media, where one conversation can spark thousands of reactions and interpretations. And while Angel is present throughout all of it, the broader takeaway from Shaq's comments is centered on appreciation of performance, growth, and the ongoing debate about who is shaping the future of women's basketball.